Welcome to Somerville Highlander Baseball on Somerville Ed TV. I'm Todd Harmon, and today the Highlanders welcome in the GBL leading Malden Golden Tornadoes into Trum Field. As the Golden Tornadoes come in 7-1 in GBL play, 11-1 overall. Somerville, of course, coming in tough season, 2-5 in the GBL, 7th place, 2-7 overall. Colin Bourne on the mound for the Highlanders today, their ace, as he has the win against Lynn English earlier this year. Bourne also on the mound for that 5-4 loss at Malden when these two teams faced off. A one-run loss, a heartbreaker for the Highlanders, as Devontae Lane will get things going for the Golden Tornadoes. As he leads off, Colin starts him off with a strike. Lane will be followed by Ryan McMahon and Nick Deanna. As Malden comes in already qualified for the playoffs with the 11-1 record. They are tied atop the GBL with Medford with one loss. Medford gave Malden their lone loss of the season. So that pitch outside, ball, one ball, one strike. Now the count to Devontae Lane. That pitch outside from Bourne. Ball two balls and a strike. To Lane. Bourne, mainly a two-pitch pitcher, fastball, curveball. Does mix in a changeup on occasion. Talking to the Highlander coaching staff, they'd love to see that changeup come out a little bit more often as the fastball gets Lane swinging on the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes, now the count to Devontae Lane. Highlanders, a very tough season this year, coming off their GBL championship last year. Very young team. Only one senior on the roster. That's Graham Ross behind the plate. As that pitch outside off the curveball loads the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Lane. As I noted, these two teams matched up earlier this season at Malden. A 5-4 victory for the Golden Tornadoes. Very much in line with what has happened this year for the Highlanders. A one-run heartbreaking loss at Malden earlier this season. Payoff pitch, chopper to third. Griffin takes the Sunday hop, but his throw over is in the dirt. Gets by Seeley, and Lane will head to second on the errant throw. Tommy Griffin getting the start at third base for the Highlanders. Played that ball well. Seemed to rush his throw a little bit. Might have been a little surprised with the speed Lane had down the line. But now Lane stands at second as Ryan McMahon steps in. So the Golden Tornadoes already with action on the base paths here in the top half of the first inning. As McMahon hits that back into the screen for strike one. McMahon, the ace of the Golden Tornadoes staff in terms of pitching, playing center field today. As it is Billy Gavin on the mound. Gavin and McMahon have been an absolutely tremendous pair for the Golden Tornadoes. Bourne checks Lane at second. Curveball. McMahon lays off of it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Ryan McMahon. Lane dances away from second. Bourne checks him. Rocks and fires. Fastball catches the outside. Right at the belt. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to McMahon. Bourne, the veteran pitcher on this team, starter last year for the GBL championship squad as well. He and Preston Ardolino, the two major starters for the Highlanders. Curveball, fouled off Out of play, right field side. Count will remain 1 ball, 2 strikes to McMahon. Highlanders coming off a tough loss to Medford. Young starter Hugh Spear got the start. Struggled with his control. Tommy Griffin came in relief. Caleb Seeley pitched tremendously for the Highlanders in that game against Medford, as that is a called strike 3 as McMahon goes down by virtue of the K. That'll bring up Nick Diana, the third baseman for the Golden Tornadoes, with 1 away here in the top half of the first. Highlanders opened this week with a victory against Chelsea, a 15-0 victory, then lost to Medford. Now they have the big game here against Malden as that catches the outside for Bourne. Called strike 1 to Deanna. As Deanna, one of the better offensive players for the Golden Tornadoes. Lane dances away from second. Fastball fouled back into the screen. Deanna now down. No balls, 2 strikes. Just underway here at Trump Field. As the GBL leading Golden Tornadoes end to face off against the Highlanders. Highlanders will have a game tomorrow against Mystic Valley. That will be on the road, as they look to win 3 out of 4 games this week, as the runner is away with the pitch. Pitch is fouled off on the first base side, out of play towards Broadway. And Lane will head back to second. Don, a freshman for the Golden Tornadoes, as he puts this one out into left field. Lane had to hold up. He didn't know whether Antonelli would be able to come in to make the play, so the runner holds at second. But Donna on at first with the line drive out into left field. So runners at first and second for the Golden Tornadoes. That'll bring up Aiden Brett, their shortstop. One away here, top half of the first inning. As the fastball from Bourne in there for called strike 1 to Brett. That pitch in the dirt. Runners thought about it. Nicely blocked by Graham Ross behind home plate. Did not let it get past him. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Aiden Brett. Brett, one of the senior leaders on this team, as the curveball catches the outside for Bourne. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the count to Brett. If you look at the Golden Tornadoes, they are quite a young team. You get Nick Diana out there getting a lot of playing time. Devontae Lane, also a freshman, as he dances off of second base. That's a chopper. Is Ardolino deep in the hole? He's not going to have a play, as the bases will be loaded. Brett on with the infield single. Ardolino making the play, but unable to get the throw off. Wisely held on to it instead of trying to make a wild throw across the diamond, of course, with the runner on third. So the opportunity here with the bases loaded for Brian Jose. So Jose steps in, left-handed hitter. Highlanders bring the infield in, as there's only 1 away here in the top of the first. That's in there for called strike one to Jose. Jose, another one of the senior leaders on this team. Good mixture of age, experience, and fresh blood. As you see the two freshmen on the base paths, Lane and Deanna at third and second. Aiden Brett stands at first as the Golden Tornadoes have the bases loaded, one away. No balls, two strikes, the count to Brian Jose. Curveball, chopper back to the mound. Bourne will fire it home to Ross and get the lead runner. So on the fielder's choice, Brian Jose gets into first base on that fielder's choice. That'll bring up Bo Stead. Stead, the catcher for the Golden Tornadoes. Excellent defensive catcher. A really good arm from behind home plate as well. So Highlanders now with two away. They get the defense back into a more traditional position in the infield. First offering to Stead, outside ball one. Two away here, top half of the first. Highlanders looking to turn away a Golden Tornado threat. So they have the bases loaded. Stead, hot shot. That's going to get through the hole on the left-hand side. As Antonelli comes up throwing, he's able to prevent any more runs to come in, but Donna is able to score on the single in the left by Bo Stead, and the Golden Tornadoes have broken into the lead 1-0. That'll bring up the pitcher today for Malden, as Billy Gavin will come in. Got a pinch runner coming in for Stead at first, as Jackson Turk comes in to run. Bases still loaded here for Malden as they've gotten one in. Highlanders would love to stop the bleeding there with the one run, as Billy Gavin at the mound looking to help his cause. Opposing pitcher today against Colin Bourne. Curveball starts off Gavin. That does not break across the plate. Ball one to Gavin. Two away here, top half of the first inning. Malden has pushed one across against Colin Bourne. Fastball from Bourne outside, ball two. 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Billy Gavin. Fastball, too low. Ball 3, Billy Gavin. Out ahead, 3 balls, no strikes now. As Bourne needs to bear down. He's got 2 outs here. Runners dancing away. Time is called. Bourne gets a signal from Ross. 3-0 delivery from Bourne. Fastball taking all the way was Gavin. That's across for strike one. 3 balls and a strike now to Gavin. Three-one offering as Aiden Brett dances away from third. It's a chopper on the right-hand side. It'll get past the outstretched glove of Fusco. 1 run will come in to score, and Turk will advance to third on the throw into the infield. So the Golden Tornadoes putting 2 more across here in the top half of the first. They lead 3-0. As Jose and Brett come in on the single from Gavin as he helps his cause. That'll bring up Chris McDonald with runners on the corners. None of these hits are lightning shots, but they're getting through the infield. So we're going to have another pinch runner here. Coming into pinch run is going to be Thomas Lynch. As he is at first base, Jackson Turk will be at third. Bourne looks in. 2 away here, top half of the first, 3 runs in as Chris McDonald settles in. Throw over to first. Lynch back in time. Malden getting things started early. Pushing 3 runs across here in the first. 4 singles and a fielder's choice. And that's gotten those 3 runs across. Runner is away from first. Ross will throw it down. Ardolino will cut it off, fire it back home. Turk, is he out? He is. So they work the throw down to second, cut off by the shortstop Ardolino. He fires it home, able to get Jackson Turk, the pinch runner, coming in from third. And the inning is ended as the Golden Tornadoes get 3 across. It's 3-0 heading to the bottom half of the first inning. Highlanders got work to do early here on Somerville EdTV. Back at Trum Field here on Somerville EdTV. Highlanders hosting the Golden Tornadoes of Malden, as Malden has busted out to a 3-0 lead in the top half of the first inning. That will leave some work for the top of the Highlanders order to do as Sean Fusco starts things off against pitcher Billy Gavin. Will be followed by Ardolino and Bourne for the Highlanders. As Gavin starts Fusco off with the fastball inside for ball 1. Fusco, excellent pitcher for the Golden Tornadoes, a 2-0 record on the season. As that pitch is in there, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes now to Fusco. Gavin, a 2-0 record on the season, also 5 saves as he got the save yesterday against Everett, or I should say Monday against Everett, a 3-2 victory. As he came in, hurled 12 pitches. As Gavin fires this one in, inside, ball 4. 4 straight pitches, and Fusco is on. As the Highlanders get their leadoff runner on today. Preston Ardolino will come up. As we have enjoyed watching Preston this season playing the shortstop position. He had a tremendous game pitching against Revere as well. Great job defensively against Medford. So he left that one up high, did Gavin. Ball 1 to Ardolino. It's Fusco at first. Remember Bo Stead, the catcher, excellent defensive catcher, as Ardolino went around on the high heat. 1 ball, 1 strike. As we've watched Preston develop as a hitter, that high heater, sometimes he will go fishing for that. It's a tough one not to rip at, especially when we've got the power that Ardolino does. Curveball, he's going to rip this one out into left field as he puts a charge into that one for the single. Great job of hitting there by Preston Ardolino as he gets the single. That'll be 2 runners on, nobody out here for Colin Bourne as he comes up to the plate, looking to help his own cause. As he has 2 runners on, Fusco at second, Ardolino at first. Swing and a miss at the heat by Bourne. No balls and a strike now. Gavin began the game nibbling a little bit. 4 straight balls to Fusco. Got the Highlander leadoff man on. Left a hanger there on the breaker for Ardolino. He ripped that one out into left. High heat from Gavin there. Left that one up high. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Bourne. Highlanders down 3-0, looking to make that up quickly here in the bottom of the first. This is popped up here, first base side, coming over to make the play, but it gets into the netting before McDonald could make the play. That'll be a foul ball. Count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes to Bourne. Highlanders have struggled with runners in scoring position at the plate this year. They've gotten good pitching, but the hitting has struggled. As that fastball left up high evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes to Bourne. Fusco leads away from second. Gavin checks him. Fastball left high outside. Runs the count full to Bourne. Highlander catcher Graham Ross waits on deck. This is a high fly ball popped up. Second baseman Lane settles underneath it into the outfield grass, and he'll make the catch. That will bring up Graham Ross. Ross had knocked in the lone Highlander run against Medford back in the first inning of yesterday's game with a single. He's got the opportunity to knock a runner in here as he's got Fusco in scoring position, Ardolino at first. One away here, bottom of the first. That pitch is too low, ball 1 on the fastball from Gavin. That fastball skips up to the plate. 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Graham Ross. Billy Gavin on the mound for the Golden Tornadoes. Malden, the GBL leaders, already qualified for the playoffs. 11-1 is their record through 12. As that pitch down low. 3 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Ross. As Gavin struggling with his control a bit. 4 straight balls to Fusco, the leadoff man. Now he's gone 3-0 to Ross. And that's going to be inside with the fastball. Second walk of the inning for Gavin. That'll load the bases with Highlanders as Tommy Griffin will come to the plate. That'll lead to a meeting on the mound as Bo Stead goes out to talk to his pitcher, Billy Gavin. Griffin coming off a 1-for-3 performance against Medford. He singled in the 7th inning, was left stranded at third base in that loss to Medford yesterday. 1 away here, bottom half of the first inning. Highlanders have the bases full as Tommy Griffin steps up against Billy Gavin. Gavin leads that one outside, ball 1. Gavin seeming to struggle with his control today. That pitch in there for called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike now as he catches the outside with that fastball. One offering. Griffin pops it into left field. Running in, looking to make the play is Jose, and he will. Tracking up, trying to score is Ardolino, or I should say Fusco. And what a throw from Jose in left field. As Brian Jose charged in, made the play, fired it home, and was able to get Fusco to double it up. And that will do it for the Highlander threat here in the first inning. As yet again, the Highlanders come up empty with runners in scoring position. They trail 3-0 as we move to the second inning here on Somerville Ed TV. Back at Trum Field here on Somerville Ed TV. Highlanders trailing the Golden Tornadoes of Malden by the score of 3-0. We move to the top half of the second inning. It will be numbers 8, 9, and 1 coming up for Malden. Chris McDonald, Devin Milanopoulos, and Devontae Lane. As McDonald was at the plate when the Highlanders were able to catch Bo Stead, or I should say, Jackson Turk, the pinch runner, trying to steal home to get out of that first inning. Malden able to get 3 runs across those. They lead 3-0. As McDonald pops this one up. Third base side, drifting out of play. Strike 1 to McDonald. Colin Bourne on the mound for the Highlanders today. Their most experienced pitcher, their ace of the staff. He and Preston Ardolino have done an excellent job. Caleb Seeley came on yesterday and did a really, really fine job for the Highlanders against Medford in a losing effort. Came in after they were down 6-0. Went 4 1/3, did Caleb yesterday. So an excellent pitching performance for him as well. Bourne delivers the fastball. That's going to be a ball. A little bit low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now the count to McDonald. Highlanders had the bases full in the bottom half of the inning. Were not able to get anyone across. This is a ground ball. Third baseman Tommy Griffin ranges over, fires it across, and he'll get McDonald. 5-3 put out will be the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Devin Milanopoulos, talking about the youth that you find on this Malden team. Such an impressive season for them, but they have freshmen starting throughout. They also have Devin Milanopoulos, their DH. He is also a freshman. So a good mix of veterans as well as youth on this Malden team, having a tremendous season. Milanopoulos, a chopper to third. That's going to be fair as it gets down the line past Griffin. Milanopoulos turns, heads to second, and he is in safely with the double down the line. Good job of hitting there by Devin Milanopoulos. As the Malden now has a runner in scoring position with 1 away here, top half of the second inning. And they turn the lineup over as Devontae Lane comes up. Lane 0 for 1 on the day. Grounded to Tommy Griffin at third to open out the game. Griffin's throw, though, was errant, so we have to assess the E5. Runner at second is Milanopoulos. Bourne checks him. 1 away. As the curveball out ahead of it was Lane for strike 1. Devontae Lane, another one of the freshmen that we've talked about on this Golden Tornadoes squad. So they are really putting together a tremendous season. 11 victories in 12 games so far this year, already qualified for the MIAA playoffs. Fastball outside. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike to Devontae Lane. 1 away here, top half of the second inning. Devin Milanopoulos stands at second after he doubled down the left field line. That's a hot shot by Lane. It'll get by the diving Ardolino into left field as Antonelli gets it back in quickly, holding Milanopoulos at third. But once again, the Golden Tornadoes have things cooking as they have runners on the corners. 1 away here, top half of the second inning. That'll bring up Ryan McMahon. McMahon struck out 0 for 1 on the day as he struck out in the first inning. Lane leads away from first. Very aggressive base runner is Devin Lane. Very fast as well. And he is away. Pitches outside. Tough pitch for Graham Ross to be able to pick and throw down quickly, and that's going to be a stolen base for Devontae Lane. As Milanopoulos was at third. Now the Highlander infield will come in. Runners on second and third, 1 away here in the top half of the second. Malden leading 3-0 already, as McMahon looks to help them extend that lead. That pitch outside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Ryan McMahon. Fastball down low, 3-0 to McMahon. As Bourne playing with loading the bases up with a walk. That pitch left up high, ball 4. 4 straight balls. McMahon is on first. Bases are filled up with Golden Tornadoes, and Nick Deanna comes to the plate. Head coach Matt O'Donnell will come out of the dugout for the Highlanders to talk to his hurler. Gives us the opportunity to talk about what we have here for you on Somerville Ed TV as well. On our YouTube channel, boy, oh boy, do we have a lot going on for you. As, of course, we have Highlander athletics across the board here in the spring. We've got baseball here at Trump Field. We also have softball as well. We also have Highlander boys and girls lacrosse action, as well as Highlander boys volleyball. The boys volleyball team tied for the lead right now in the GBL with perennial powers, Malden and Revere. We've got great matchups coming up in all of those sports here on Somerville Ed TV. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, mash those buttons for us. Keep those subscriptions coming in. We're over 3K. I really appreciate it. As Bourne back to battle with Nick Deanna, as his first pitch is in there for a strike, fouled back into the screen. Bases filled with Golden Tornadoes. They lead already 3-0 here, top half of the second inning. Highlanders were able to fill the bases up as well in the bottom half of the first, but they came up empty. Story of their season, as they have not gotten the critical hits when they've needed them with runners in scoring position. Curveball there from Bourne, across for called, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes now to Nick Deanna. Let's talk about the impressive season Malden is putting together, and you look at this team and how they're composed. You have a really good mixture, young players like Deanna at the plate, Milanopolis at third as well. So Deanna takes the curve, able to fire that towards third. Griffin picks it up, fires it home, and is able to get the out. Nice job by Tommy Griffin as the infield pulled in. Griffin reacts quickly to that grounder and is able to get it home to get the force out on Milanopolis. 2 away now. So Highlanders 1 out away from turning this threat away. That'll bring up Aiden Brett. Brett singled and scored back in the first inning. Pitch to Brett is outside, ball 1. Fastball out into right field, drifts foul, evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Bases loaded up with the Golden Tornadoes. 1-1 delivery gets away from Graham Ross, but Devontae Lane stays at third. So Ross was able to get back on that ball very quickly. 2 balls and a strike now the count to Brett. Bourne Almost able to get Lane, I should say, off at third. Griffin away from the bag. Had to look him back. Highlanders trailing 3-0. The Golden Tornadoes had the bases loaded with one away. Highlanders able to get one out. Looking for the second to get out of this inning with no damage. As the fastball is across for strike two. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Aiden Brett. Two out delivery from Bourne. Fastball catches the outside corner for called strike 3. And that will do it for the Malden threat here in the top half of the second inning as the Highlanders come out unscathed, but they still trail by 3 as we move to the bottom half of the second inning here on Somerville Ed TV. Back at Trum Field here on Somerville Ed TV. Highlanders down 3-0 as we move to the bottom half of the second inning. Kyle Antonelli leads off for the Highlanders as he fouls that one out of play on the right-hand side. It'll be Antonelli followed by Seeley and Donovan O'Brien for the Highlanders as they filled up the bases in the first inning but were not able to get the critical hit with runners in scoring position. As that pitch from Billy Gavin is outside for ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Gavin seemed to be struggling a bit with his control. 2 walks in that first inning, helping the Highlanders out. As that is a foul ball by Antonelli. 1 ball, 2 strikes, now the count to Kyle. 1-2 delivery to Antonelli down low, ball 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes, now the count to Kyle Antonelli. Highlanders have had this type of season. 3 of their losses have come by 1 run. One of those was to Malden as they lost 5-4 at Malden earlier this season. Gavin runs the count full to Antonelli with the ball. Payoff pitch, ground ball, shortstop, fielded there by Brett. He fires it across and will get Antonelli. 1 away here, bottom of the second. That'll bring up Caleb Seeley. Noted that Seeley had an excellent pitching performance yesterday against Medford in relief. He went 4 1/3 of scoreless relief for the Highlanders yesterday. First offering from Gavin is in there, called strike 1. Swung on and missed. Out ahead of it was Seeley, as Billy took a little bit off of that one. Called strike 3. And that will do it for Caleb Seeley. 2 away here as Billy Gavin looks to be finding his control out there on the mound. That'll bring up Donovan O'Brien. Talked about the mix for the Golden Tornadoes, the youth they have on their team, along with the veteran leadership. Highlanders, tons of youth, lots of youth we're going to get the opportunity to see develop here on Somerville Ed TV. Donovan O'Brien, one of those freshmen we look forward to seeing over the next few years here on the baseball diamond at Trum as he settles in from the right-hand side looking at ball 1. Hot shot right up the middle. Nice play by Lane as he backhands it, fires it over to first. And that will do it. 1, 2, 3 go the Highlanders in the bottom half of the second inning. Golden Tornadoes still lead it 3-0 as we move on to the top of the third here on Somerville Ed TV. Back at Trum Field here on Somerville Ed TV as we move to the top half of the third inning. It will be numbers 5, 6, and 7 for the Golden Tornadoes, as it is Jose, Stead, and Gavin facing off against Colin Bourne. Bourne Already up to about 51 pitches in my unofficial pitch count through 2 innings of work. As Jose settles in, swings and misses at the first offering from Bourne. Jose got on by virtue of a fielder's choice back in the first inning. Came around to score on the single by Gavin. Jose also prevented a run from scoring. So that's down in the dirt. Ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Jose. As he came charging in on a fly ball down the line and was able to fire it home to double up the Highlanders to end their threat in the bottom of the first inning. This is a fly ball center field as Oliver comes in on it, and Lucas settles underneath it and makes the play. 1 away here. It'll bring up Bo Stead. As Stead had the RBI single back in the first. Starting the scoring for the Golden Tornadoes. That one's popped up. Bourne settles underneath it halfway to home plate, and he will put it away. 2 away quickly here. Brings up Billy Gavin. Gavin with a 2 RBI single. That was the big hit. Out into right field. 1 for 1 on the day with the 2 RBIs is Billy Gavin. Fastball up high to Gavin. 1 ball, no strikes. Now the count 2 away here. Top half of the third. Highlanders trailing this one 3-0 after Malden got 3 across in the first. Billy Gavin, the 2-run single, the big hit in that inning. Fastball left up high, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Gavin. Fastball down low. 3 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Gavin. 2 away here, top half of the third. Highlanders would love to see a 1-2-3 inning here. And that pitch called strike 1 as it catches the upper portion of the strike zone. Moves the count to 3 balls and a strike. Billy Gavin, the opposing pitcher, hoping he'll get that high strike as well. Only 1 umpire in today's game is the curve ball. Swung on and missed. Got Gavin out ahead of that one. That runs the count full. Two outs here. Highlanders 1 strike away from sending the Golden Tornadoes down here in the third. 1-2-3. Full count offering. Fouled off on to Broadway. Re-racket will do it again. Payoff pitch, fouled back into the screens. Gavin staying alive. Count remains full with 2 away here in the top of the third. Malden has loaded up the bases in the first 2 innings. Highlanders looking to set them down 1-2-3 here in the third. Golden Tornadoes with that 3-0 lead. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 on the fastball, and that will do it. As the Highlanders do get that 1-2-3 inning, we'll move to the bottom of the third. 3-0 is the Malden lead here on Somerville Ed TV. Back at Trum Field here on Somerville Ed TV as the Highlanders trail Malden by the score of 3-0. It will be numbers 9, 1, and 2 for the Highlanders. Pete Coutreau, followed by Sean Fusco and Preston Ardolino. The Highlanders able to work a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the third. Would love to get back in this game here in the bottom. As the chopper goes to third base, Deanna boots it around a little bit, and Coutreau will be safe at first. That was a tough hopper for Deanna at first. Got it in the glove, but on the transfer seemed to bounce around a little bit on him. And that gave Pete just enough time to get down the line. So the Highlanders, second time this game, they've got the leadoff man on as Sean Fusco comes up. That pitch from Gavin down in the dirt. Coutreau takes second on it as Stead had to chase that one down. So the Highlanders have a runner in scoring position here in the third. Nobody out. Fusco ahead in the count, 1 ball, no strikes. As is a fly ball left center field. That's going to get past Jose all the way back to the wall. As coming around third, he's going to have to hold up. There's going to be a rundown between home and third. As getting back in safely is Coutreau. So Fusco into second with the double. Fusco, great job of hitting there. Coutreau came around third. Great throw in from Jose. So we saw his arm that ended the first inning for the Highlanders, but Coutreau able to get back. So now the Highlanders have runners on second and third with Preston Ardolino coming to the plate. He's got the lone Highlander hit today. So he knocked it out into left field back in the first inning. He was left stranded at second base. And they will walk him intentionally. So the intentional base on balls will load the bases up. Highlanders with the second bases loaded situation that they've had offensively. Came up empty in the first. Colin Bourne popped out to second base. Back in that first inning with the bases loaded. This time he fouls it back into the screen. Bourne trying to help his chances here. As Billy Gavin, the Malden pitcher, had a 2 RBI single back in the first. Bourne has the opportunity to help his cause here. Nobody out, bases filled with Highlanders here in the bottom of the third in a 3-0 game. That pitch, curveball, stays outside, evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike to Bourne. Bourne pops this one out of play, first base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes, now the count to Colin. That's in there for called strike 3 as he catches the outside on Bourne. 1 away here. That'll bring up Graham Ross with the bases filled with Highlanders. Ross walked back in the first. Senior leader on this Highlander team, only senior on the roster. Looks at ball 1 from Billy Gavin. Gavin has struggled a bit with his control. Back in the first, he walked 2. Went 1-2-3 against the Highlanders back in the second. Leaves the curveball outside to Ross. Ball 2, 2 balls, no strikes, now the count to Graham. Highlanders have the bases filled up once again. They had them full back in the first. Couldn't force anything across. That one left up high. 3 balls, no strikes, the count. Billy Gavin has nowhere to put Graham Ross, and that's going to bring out Malden's coach, Steve Frecker. Frecker will speak to his pitcher, Gavin. That'll give me the opportunity once again to talk about what we have here on Somerville Ed TV. First of all, want to thank everybody out there. Back in the fall, we were about 2,500 subscriptions. I said I wanted 3,000 by the spring. Here we are in the spring, and guess what? We are at 3K. Thank you so very much for mashing those buttons. It is so wonderful to have all of those subscriptions out there. We will talk about how much further we want to push that later on. And what you get when you subscribe, of course, is going to be Highlander athletics across the board here in the spring. You get your baseball, your softball, your boys and girls lacrosse, as well as volleyball. In addition to that, spring concerts all through the Somerville school system will be here on Somerville Ed TV. And don't forget graduations here in the spring. We will have every single graduation here on Somerville Ed TV throughout the Somerville school system. As the pitch is in there for a called strike to Graham Ross on 3-0. Don't forget at home, I love it when you mash those buttons. Like, share, subscribe, mash them up. Thank you so very much. As the 3-1 offering here with the bases loaded, that is a charge out into center field. Drifting back is going to be McMahon. It gets over his head. As the wheel goes around, Fusco comes around third. He will score. Ardolino is coming in to score, and he will, as Graham Ross has tied this game with a bases loaded double to center field. Ross put a big charge into that one. 3 ribbies on the board, and the Highlanders have tied this game at 3. One away here, bottom of the third. It's a new ball game, 3-3, as Tommy Griffin comes on, stepping into the batter's box. Graham Ross almost away there, but Stead, a nice job behind the plate, able to block that. Griffin looking at ball 1. Griffin, fly ball out to left field with the bases loaded situation back in the first as he watches strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Tommy. Tommy, fly ball out in the left field. Brian Jose came on, made the catch, and fired it home to double up Ardolino before he could, or Fusco before he could get home. That gets away from Stead, but he's able to get it off the screen as the fastball was left up high. 2 balls and a strike now to Tommy Griffin. Highlanders off that 3-run double by Graham Ross have tied this game up. Fusco had a great hit as well. Sean has really turned his season around. Hot shot. Shortstop Brett makes the play, fires it across, and he's able to get Griffin at first. Good job by Brett as he looked the runner back at second, so Graham had to stay there. That'll bring up Kyle Antonelli with 2 away here in the bottom of the third. As Antonelli can give the Highlanders a lead with a base knock, Graham Ross stands at second. Pitch from Billy Gavin left up high for ball 1. Antonelli grounded out to shortstop to lead off the second, 0-for-1 on the day. Swung on by Antonelli deep in the hole. Brett fields it, fires it across, and he's able to get him. Good throw from deep in the hole by Aiden Brett, and that will do it for the Highlanders in the bottom of the third, but they tie it up on the 2-run double to center by Graham Ross. It's 3-3 as we go to the top of the fourth here on Somerville Ed TV. Back at Trum Field here on Somerville Ed TV as the Highlanders have tied it up 3-3 on a Graham Ross double to center. We move to the top half of the fourth inning. It's numbers 8, 9, and 1. So the Golden Tornadoes will turn the lineup over with McDonald, Milanopolis, and Lane facing off against Colin Bourne. That's a pop-up into left field. Coming in, or drifting out. Who's going to get it? It's Ardolino. as Preston drifted out into short left to make the play. That'll bring up Devin Milanopoulos. Milanopoulos 1 for 1 on the day. He doubled back in the second. Was caught trying to come home. In that inning as Milanopoulos hits that one to short. Tough hop there for Preston as it bounced into a divot, I believe, popped right up into his face. And Milanopoulos is going to be on with his second hit of the day. Seen Preston make that play repeatedly throughout the season. Heck, saw him make that play about 2 times yesterday, but didn't get that divot bounce like he got just now. That high hop, that late high hop got into his face, prevented him from making the play. That'll turn the lineup over with only 1 away, and a runner on first as Devontae Lane steps up. He's been on base twice. He's 1 for 2 in the day on the game with a single and a stolen base as Milanopoulos leads away from first. That's a chopper, third base side. Griffin will field it, takes it with the bare hand, fires it across. Good job there by Griffin as he played it with the bare hand. No need for the exchange, and that was the necessary time to get the speedy Lane coming down the first baseline. That'll bring up Ryan McMahon. McMahon 0 for 1 on the day, struck out looking back in the first, walked and was stranded at second in the second. 2 away now, runner on second is Milanopoulos. 3-3 is your score as McMahon steps in against Bourne. Fastball, line shot into center as Oliver comes in. He will fire it back in, but Milanopoulos comes around to score. And the Golden Tornadoes have retaken the lead as McMahon gets the RBI single into center. That'll bring up Nick Deanna. As Deanna 1 for 2 on the day, singled and scored back in the first. Well, active coaching going on right now as the third base coach and head coach, Steve Frecker, making sure Deanna got a sign there. He has his sign, he steps in. And Bourne fires it across. And getting back safely is McMahon. Four to 3, now the Malden lead as Milanopoulos came in to score on the McMahon RBI single. 2 away here, top of the fourth. Bourne fires it over, McMahon back just in time. McMahon leads away, Bourne fires it back. Did he get him? Safe is going to be the call, and the throw went back to Bourne and got by him. But Tommy Griffin, Tommy on the spot, grabbed it before McMahon could react. That was a heck of a close play, and this is one of those moments where you wish you had the base umpire, the field umpire, because with the single umpire at home plate, difficult to see that. Runner is away, pitch is a ball, throw is down, and McMahon is safe as second with the stolen base. So now Malden has the runner in scoring position with 2 away here in the top of the fourth. They've taken the 1-run lead 4 to 3 on the McMahon single. Nick Deanna stands at the plate. 1 ball, no strike delivery to Deanna. Swung on and missed at the high cheese. 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count. Bourne checks the runner. Curveball stayed inside for ball 2, and McMahon took third. No throw down. Good selection of a pitch there to steal the bag on, with a velocity change from the fastball to the curveball. 2 balls and 1 strike now, the count to Deanna. Fastballs pop back into the screen. That'll even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Malden retook the lead after the Highlanders tied it up in the top half of the third, as McMahon, with the single to center, scored Millinopolis. McMahon now stands at third after stealing second and third, but there are 2 away. Bourne just has to worry about the batter. He's 1 strike from getting out of this inning. Curveball, Deanna waits on it, fires it out into left center field. That's going to go all the way back to the fence. As Deanna rounds first, he will be in standing at second base with the RBI double, and it's a 5-3 lead for the Golden Tornadoes. That'll bring up Aiden Brett as Malden tries to keep this going. A little 2-out thunder from Nick Deanna. Brett will come up. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Singled and scored back in the first. Struck out looking in the second. Fastball lined out into right field. Pete Coutreau circles around, makes the play. Good read by Pete, and that will do it. But Malden able to retake the lead. They are up by 2 as we move to the bottom of the 4th inning here on Somerville Ed TV. Back here at Trum Field, moving to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Highlanders down by 2. It'll be numbers 7, 8, and 9, bottom third of the order. Caleb Seeley, Donovan O'Brien, and Pete Coutreau, as Seeley swings and misses at the first offering from Billy Gavin. That pitch is a ball, evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Seeley. Highlanders tied this game up in the bottom half of the 3rd inning on a 3-run double by Graham Ross, but Golden Tornadoes able to answer back as they plated 2 in the top of this inning. Devin Millinopolis scored on a Ryan McMahon RBI single, then Nick Deanna with a double brought in McMahon. 1 ball, 2 strike offering here to Seeley. In the dirt, 2-2 is now the count. Seeley struck out looking, back in the second. It's a ground ball, right-hand side of the infield. Going to be a tough play. Can Gavin come over and make the play? He does. As Billy Gavin comes over, Devontae Lane showing a lot of range from second base, able to make the play. Excellent athleticism from both the second baseman and the pitcher for the Golden Tornadoes results in the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Donovan O'Brien, as O'Brien grounded out to second base back in the second. That's a hard shot out into left field. He put a charge into that one, as Donovan O'Brien stands with a single. That'll bring in Pete Coutreau. Coutreau singled to start off that rally in the bottom of the 3rd inning, as he led off the bottom of the 3rd with a single. O'Brien leads away. Coutreau swings and misses at strike 1 from Billy Gavin. O'Brien leads away. Curveball swung on and missed. Got Coutreau out ahead of that one. No balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Pete Coutreau. Fastball left up high by Gavin. See if Pete was interested in fishing there. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. The count, 1 away here. Bottom of the 4th, curveball stays up high. O'Brien, a little bit of a delayed steal there, will take second base as the throw gets into center field. So Donovan O'Brien steals the bag. Good job by the young freshman. Pitch was a ball, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The count now to Kutra. Steve Frecker, the head coach for Malden, having a conversation with our home plate umpire. Gavin checks the runner. Fastball leaves that one up high. Runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Pete Kutro. So the Highlanders look to turn the lineup over. Sean Fusco stands on deck. He's 1 for 1 with a double and run scored today. As that pitch catches the outside, called strike 3. And Kutro will head back to the dugout, 2 away now, as Fusco steps to the plate. Mentioned Sean's really turned his season around offensively. He started off as the leadoff man for the Highlanders. Really was cold to start the season, was brought down the lineup into the 5-6 position, and really started hitting a lot better at that point as he watches the fastball for strike 1 on the outside. And he's really turned things around here with a great run of games offensively. Curveball stays up high. Ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Sean Fusco. Highlanders down by 2, 5-3. They have Donovan O'Brien at second. 2 away, though, here in the bottom of the 4th. As they look to chip away at this 2-run lead. Fusco swings, fouls it right back into the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the count to Sean. Fusco checks the runner. Fusco swings. It's a fly ball center field. Settling underneath it is going to be McMahon, and he makes the play. That will do it for the Highlander threat in the 4th. They still trail by 2 as we go to the top half of the 5th inning here on Somerville Ed TV. Back at Trum Field here on Somerville Ed TV. Highlanders trailing by 2, 5-3 is your score. The Golden Tornadoes will have numbers 5, 6, and 7 coming to the plate against Colin Bourne, Brian Jose, Bo Stead, and Billy Gavin. As Jose steps in, fouls the first offering back into the screen. Jose 0 for 2 on the day. Reached on a fielder's choice back in the 1st. Came around to score in that inning. Prevented a Highlander run with a great defensive play to end the bottom of the 1st inning. Showing his arm from left field. Curveball. It's a chopper to first. Seeley, he'll make the play. Scooch over and tag the base. 3 unassisted, and the Highlanders have the first out of the top of the 5th inning. Bo Stead will come to the plate now. Stead 1 for 2 on the day. 2 RBI single back in the 1st inning. Or I'm sorry, an RBI single back in the 1st inning. Popped out to pitcher, I should say, Bourne back in the 3rd. First pitch from Bourne is down in the dirt, ball 1. One ball, no strikes, now the count to Stead. Fastball just inside, ball 2, 2 balls, no strikes, now the count to Bo Stead. Fastball from Bourne, that time catches that outside for strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike, now the count to Stead. 1 away here, top half of the 5th inning. Highlanders trail by 2. Highlanders have found it difficult to get the critical hit at the critical moment this season. Graham Ross provided a 3-run double, though. Curveball is in there for called strike 2. Runs the count 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Stead. Curveball yet again. Stead swings and misses. Had him out ahead of that one. 2 away here in the top of the 5th. That'll bring up Billy Gavin. Gavin 1 for 2 on the day. Struck out in the 3rd, but had the big 2-run single back in the 1st. First offering from Bourne. It's a chopper towards second. Fusco comes in, fires it over, and on the 4-3 put out, that'll do it. Golden Tornadoes go down 1-2-3 for the second time in the game. And the Highlanders trail by 2 as we move to the bottom half of the 5th inning. They got work to do here at Trum on Somerville Ed TV. Back at Trum Field here on Somerville Ed TV, moving to the bottom half of the 5th inning. It's the heart of the Highlanders order as they trail 5-3. It'll be Ardolino, Bourne, and Ross coming up for the Highlanders 2, 3, and 4. As Preston 1 for 1 on the day, singled and was stranded back in the 1st, walked intentionally in the 3rd, came around to score on the Ross double. Swings at the first pitch, hits it up the middle. Coming across to make the play is Brett, but Ardolino showing speed down the line is able to beat it out. And the Highlanders have the leadoff man on yet again. That's the 3rd time today the Highlanders have had, or 4th time today the Highlanders have had the leadoff man on. That'll bring up Colin Bourne. Bourne 0 for 2 on the day. He is due as Ardolino leads away. Gavin leads the fastball up high for ball 1 to Bourne. Highlanders down by 2 runs, but they've got the heart of the order coming up here. Ardolino already on with the single. And he is away with the pitch. Bourne swings and misses. Ardolino is safe in at second with the stolen base. And we're going to wait. We're going to see whether it's a foul ball or not. It is a foul ball, is the call. So Ardolino will have to head back to first. All right, now we are saying it is not a foul ball. So Ardolino will take second with the stolen base. So Highlanders have the runner in scoring position. Curveball stays just into the strike zone there, up high to Bourne. 1 ball, 2 strikes now the count to Colin. Nobody out here, bottom of the 5th. Highlanders looking to get back into this game, trailing by 2. Fastball stays outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes now the count to Colin Bourne. On deck is Graham Ross. Ross had the huge 3 RBI double in the 3rd inning to account for the Highlanders' 3 runs. Bourne hits the chopper, back to Gavin, didn't quite secure it. Now he'll fire it over to first and get it over there just in time to get Bourne, but Ardolino able to take 3rd on the throw. There's 1 out now here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Graham Ross will step up to the plate. Ross had the huge 3 RBI double to center field back in the 3rd. He's got Ardolino at 3rd base, 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th. Highlanders trailing 5-3. Graham let loose on that one. Out of play, well down the left field line. He jumped all over that pitch. No balls, 1 strike now to Graham Ross. That curveball gets in there for strike two. No balls, two strikes. Now the count to Ross. Billy Gavin looking to pitch around that leadoff single by Ardolino. And he had Ross off balance on that curveball. He'll go down looking. Fourth strikeout of the game for Billy Gavin. 2 away now as Tommy Griffin comes to the plate. Griffin 0 for 2 on the day. As that catches the outside for called strike one to Tommy. Tommy grounded a ball deep into the hole. Aiden Brett was able to make the play and get him by a step back in the third. Swung on and hit back into the screen. So Malden 1 strike away from getting out of this threat as Ardolino got on with the leadoff single. He stands at third, but there are 2 away. 2 strikes to Tommy Griffin. Fastball catches the inside for called strike 3. 2 backwards Ks get Billy Gavin out of that threat. He racks up his fifth strikeout of the day. Highlanders still trail by 2. We move to the top half of the 6th here on Somerville Ed TV. Back at Trum Field here on Somerville Ed TV. Highlanders down by 2, 5-3. We move to the top half of the 6th inning. It will be numbers 5, 6, and 7. Brian Jose, or strike that. It will be actually strike that. I was looking to the previous inning. It's going to be 8, 9, and 1. It's Chris McDonald leading off, followed by Devin Milanopoulos and Devontae Lane. As McDonald settles in against Bourne. Looks at strike 1 on the inside. Bourne up to about 81 pitches coming into this inning. Had 51 pitches through the first 2. Struggled with his control a bit through those innings. Has pitched much better since then. That's a line shot out into left field. Unable to make the play is going to be Caden Martell as he had come in defensively. So McDonald with a line shot out on the left field. He's on with the double. And the Malden Golden Tornadoes continue to threaten here. Devin Milanopoulos will come to the plate. Milanopoulos 2 for 2 on the day. He's got a double, a single, and a run scored. Head coach Steve Frecker having a conversation with his young freshman Devin Milanopoulos. Noted throughout this game, the youth on this Malden team, they have veteran leadership like Aiden Brett, their shortstop, as well as McMahon out in center field. Billy Gavin, a junior on the mound, but they also do have the youth like Devin Milanopoulos at home at the plate right now, along with Devontae Lane on deck. That pitch in the dirt got Graham Ross in the face mask, and that'll allow McDonald to take third, I should say. So the leadoff man now standing at third base for the Golden Tornadoes, leading by 2. Dangerous hitter Devin Milanopoulos at the plate. Ahead 1 ball, no strikes. That's hit out into right field. Cutro settles underneath it, makes the catch, tries to fire that one home, but they won't get it in time to get McDonald. So on the sac fly to right, Milanopoulos picks up the RBI, and the Golden Tornadoes lead by 3. That'll turn the lineup over. Base is empty now for Devontae Lane. Lane, 1 for 3 on the day, reached on an error to lead off the game. Singled and stole a bag in the second. Hot shot Ardolino charging in, makes the play as he fires it across. Getting the speedy lane. Two away here now for the Highlanders as one run has been brought across. They trail once again by 3. Ryan McMahon will come to the plate. McMahon had an RBI single back in the 4th. 2 stolen bases and a run scored for McMahon. That pitch left up high, strike 1, or ball 1, I should say. 1 ball, no strikes, now the count to McMahon. Highlanders have 2 away here in the top half of the 6th, but they trail 6-3 now. Timeout taken by McMahon. Fastball, grounder to third. Griffin fields it, fires it across. Good dig out there by Seeley, and that will do it for the Golden Tornadoes here in the top of the 6th, but they get 1 more across. They lead yet again by 3 runs, 6-3 your score as we move to the bottom of the 6th. Highlanders got work to do here at Trum on Somerville NTV. Back at Trum Field here on Somerville NTV. Highlanders down by 3, 6-3 your score as we move to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Highlanders coming up will be number 6, 7, and 8. Kyle Antonelli, Caleb Seeley, and Donovan O'Brien facing off against Billy Gavin. Billy really locked down back in the 5th inning, gave up a leadoff single to Preston Ardolino. At the time, it was a 2-run lead for Malden. Then he got born to ground back to the pitcher and then struck out Graham Ross and Tommy Griffin, each on 3 pitches, each looking at strike 3 with no swing. First offering to Antonelli is a ball. That's a pop-up over here, first base side into the bleachers. One ball, 1 strike, now the count to Kyle Antonelli. Antonelli 0 for 2 on the day, 2 groundouts, 2 short, as Aiden Brett ranged deeply into the hole to get him on one of those. 1 ball, 2 strikes, now the count to Antonelli as that catches the corner. Fastball, low and outside, evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two offering, swung on and missed. 3 straight Highlanders have gone down by virtue of the strikeout as Billy Gavin locking in as he's gotten deeper into this game. That'll bring up Highlander first baseman Caleb Seeley. Seeley 0 for 2 on the day, struck out looking back in the 2nd. Grounded out to second base in the 4th. As the high cheese, Caleb couldn't lay off it. Did not check his swing in time, strike 1. Gavin seems to be strengthening on the mound. Took a little bit off of that one, got Seeley out ahead of it. No balls, 2 strikes, now the count. Billy Gavin has struck out 3 straight. Struck out the last 2 in the bottom of the 5th and the first here in the 6th. That one's in there for cold. Strike 3 as he catches the knees. 4 straight strikeouts for Billy Gavin. Running his strikeout total on the day to 7 as he is really locked down here late in this game. Donovan O'Brien will step to the plate. He went first pitch swinging last time and got a single out into left field. 2 away here as O'Brien once again swinging at the first pitch, but this time curveball down in the dirt for strike one. O'Brien 1 for 2 on the day with that single. Swung on and missed. As Gavin now looking to strike out the side here in the bottom of the 6th inning. He's 1 strike away. 0-2 delivery is up high for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to O'Brien. Freshman O'Brien for the Highlanders. The 1-2 delivery. It's a chopper towards short. Brett driving in, fires it across. And 6-3 put out. That will do it. Highlanders go down 1-2-3 in the bottom half of the 6th inning. We move to the 7th. It's a 3-run lead for Malden here at Trum Field on Somerville Ed TV. Back at Trum Field here on Somerville Ed TV. We move to the top half of the 7th inning. So Highlanders trail the Golden Tornadoes of Malden 6-3. We have a pitching change for the Highlanders as Colin Bourne will give way to Kyle Antonelli. Bourne, 6 innings of work, allowed 6 runs, all earned on 10 hits, walked 1 and struck out 4. He is in line to take the loss for the Highlanders. Antonelli will come in and face the heart of the Golden Tornado order, numbers 3, 4, and 5, Deanna, Brett, and Jose. As Nick Deanna steps in, he is 2 for 3, I should say, on the day. With a double, a single, an RBI, and a run scored. An excellent day for the young freshman. First offering from Antonelli is outside for ball 1.
24, you stink.
As the curveball from Antonelli stays inside, Deanna had to duck down underneath it for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Nick Deanna. Malden having a dream season this year as strike 1 catches the outside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike. They have 1 loss in their first 12 games, but they also have to worry about the Medford Mustangs, who are the only team to have beaten them. Swung on and missed at the high cheese by Deanna. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Malden sits atop the GBL with a 7-1 record, but Medford right behind them, 6-1, and they have a win in hand against the Golden Tornadoes. So this is popped up here, first base side. Seeley looking to get underneath it, and he does, as he makes the play right in front of us here on this first base side. That'll bring up Aiden Brett. As Brett 1 for 3 on the day, singled and scored back in the first, struck out in the second, and flew out to right fielder Pete Coutreau to end a threat in the 4th. Antonelli winds and delivers. Fastball left up high for ball 1 to Aiden Brett. Brett, the senior captain for this Malden team. That's in there, called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Brett. Well played game by both teams here today. Malden getting the best of it, leading 6-3. The Highlanders only able to put 1 good hit on the ball with runners in scoring position. Brett well out ahead of that one, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, now the count. As Billy Gavin, the pitcher for the Golden Tornadoes, has gotten stronger as the game has progressed. Struggled with his control early on, walked a few batters in the first inning. As this is a line shot out into left field, curving and will go foul. As Brett really put a charge into that one, but it got foul. Colin Bourne out in left field now, by the way, for the Highlanders, as Antonelli has come in to pitch. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes to Brett, 1 away here, top half of the 7th. That pitch down low by Antonelli evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Highlanders have struggled yet again with runners on base. They got a awesome 3-run double with the bases filled with Highlanders from Graham Ross, but that has been the extent of what they've been able to do, as this is a fly ball out into center field. Lucas Oliver settles underneath it and makes the play. Oliver, defensive player for the Highlanders. Plays a very capable, very strong center field defensively for him. That'll bring up Brian Jose. Speaking of capable defense, Brian Jose, he is 0 for 3 on the day. He did reach on a fielder's choice and score a run in the first. He also denied the Highlanders a run in the bottom half of the first as his cannon arm from left field was able to get Sean Fusco at home to deny the Highlanders the opportunity to score and double them out of an inning. Antonelli now down 2-0 against Jose. 2 away here, top half of the 7th inning. Golden Tornadoes with the 3-run lead. 6-3 is your score. That's a hot shot out into right field by Jose. Cutro has difficulty fielding it, and Jose will take advantage as he slides into second. On that bobble out in right by Cutro. So Jose stands at second. Malden threatening here with 2 outs to add to their 3-run lead as Bo Stead comes to the plate. Stead 1 for 3 on the day. He singled back in the first. Popped back to the pitcher in the third and struck out in the 5th. Runner at second is Brian Jose. As Malden once again threatening here in the top of the 7th, leading by 3. Pitch just inside by Antonelli, ball 1 to Stead. Antonelli checks Jose. Jose away with the pitch. Pitch is a called strike. No throw down by Graham Ross as Brian Jose, excellent speed on the base paths as we've seen. Count is even, 1 ball, 1 strike as Antonelli with 2 outs does not have to worry about that base runner, although he stands at third now. Jose looks like he's limping slightly. Now he's fine. As Antonelli got Stead out ahead on that one, 2 strikes now. Highlanders 1 strike away from getting out of this threat. Two away here, top of the 7th. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count to Bo Stead. As he grounds that one towards short, Antonelli comes in, or I should say Ardolino comes in and makes the play there. Another excellent play at shortstop by Preston Ardolino, as his range is tremendous at that position. That's going to do it for the Golden Tornadoes in the top half of the 7th. Highlanders trail by 3. They get 1 more chance at it as they are coming up in the bottom half of the 7th inning here on Somerville Ed TV. We are back here at Trum Field, bottom of the 7th, as the number 9 hitter Pete Cutro chops it to second base. Devontae Lane makes the play. First pitch swinging there by Pete Cutro, as Billy Gavin still on the mound. Only 88 pitches here for Gavin as he looks to go complete against the Highlanders. One last gasp here as they've got Fusco coming up with 1 away. Ardolino is on deck. Fusco 1 for 2 on the day. He doubled and scored back in the 3rd. He walked and was thrown out at home on that great defensive throw by Brian Jose from left back in the first. First offering from Gavin's a ball. Second inside to Fusco, ball 2. Billy Gavin started the game a little bit out of control, walked 2 batters in that first inning. He's got 3 walks on the day. He has locked down, though, as Fusco, the chopper, Gavin, a great job there as he snow cones it, keeps hold of it, and gets it over to first base, and the Highlanders are down to their last out, trailing by 3 runs, as Preston Ardolino will come to the plate. Ardolino 2 for 2 on the day with a run scored, 2 singles, both to left field. He was intentionally walked in the third and came around to score on the 3-run double by Graham Ross. 2 away here as Billy Gavin looking to go complete against the Highlanders. Pitch was down in the dirt by Gavin. As I mentioned, Gavin struggled with that control early, but really locked down in the 5th and 6th innings, getting 2 strikeouts in both of those innings. As Ardolino was left stranded in that 5th inning after his leadoff single. Gavin able to strike out Ross, and Griffin looking to end that threat. Pitch down in the dirt, 3 straight balls to Ardolino. Highlanders looking to get a base runner here. They need base runners, trailing by 3. As the high heat stays inside for ball 4. 4th walk of the game for Gavin. Highlanders stay alive as Colin Bourne comes to the plate with Ardolino at first. Bourne 0 for 3 on the day. He is due. 2 away here, bottom of the 7th. Highlanders down by 3, and that one ain't got the distance, Rexy. As I quote Major League, Gavin will make the play. He goes complete against the Highlanders here as he takes the win. Golden Tornadoes will better their record to 8-1 in the GBL, 12-1 overall, as Malden just continues a beautiful season for themselves. Highlanders drop to 2-6 in the GBL, 2-8 overall. Loss will go to Colin Bourne. He had 6 innings of work, allowed 6 runs on 10 hits. Kyle Antonelli came in for the final inning. Billy Gavin, an excellent job on the mound for the Golden Tornadoes, as he had 7 strikeouts on the day, allowing 3 runs, all of which were earned. He will take the complete game win, and that will do it for us here from Trum Field as the Golden Tornadoes extend their dream season, going 12-1 in their first 13 games. The Highlanders continue to struggle with runners on scoring position, getting the runs across the home plate as they drop to 2-8 overall. Thank you very much for watching at home. We really do appreciate it. Thank you very much, Bill Trudell on camera, Joe Constantine on direction. I am Todd Harmon, and you have been watching Somerville Highlander Baseball on Somerville Ed TV.